It's official, Mark is going to have a son in Inazuma 11 Victory Road of Heroes. Now this news is really exciting, but what excites me even more is the prospect that more characters could have children in Victory Road. So today I want to indulge in some speculation and give you guys my 10 potential descendants of characters we already know in Victory Road. Now first up is Axel Blaze. Axel is quite the bad boy. He's a bit edgy, a bit serious. You know, he is the exact opposite of Mark. So what if, and this is a trend you'll notice in a few of these picks, what if we make his son quite similar to Mark? Like more chirpy, more cheerful. Maybe he's even also wearing a headband and he's just going around being like, football's great, how are you doing today? I'm feeling awesome. All that kind of stuff. And I imagine he'd be a midfield maestro, play for either Ryamon or Kirkwood, a team like that. And he'd be kind of the opposite of Axel. While Axel's all about getting the ball in the net in the coolest way possible, he's just about having a good time with my friendship and pals and passing it around, assisting other people, helping them out with his cool midfield moves. I think it'd be sick. And we will call his son Simon. Next is Jude, and his son, I think we can go down a slightly different route. Now, Jude, I imagine as a parent, would be quite strict. He's a posh guy. He'd probably push his child into football, but his son is going to relent. He is going to be a rebel. And I imagine that he just straight up wouldn't play any football at all. He'd be a bit of a gang member, like kind of Archer Hawkins pre-season 3. Like, he'll just be too cool for football. He'll be a rebel. He'll be wanting to avoid his dad's wishes or like whatever his dad's dreams. Now, if you were actually scouting him in the game, which you'd be able to do, he'd be a defender, but we can ignore that. So yeah, I think Jude would have a really cool, rebellious son. Now, another way we can have the children be interesting is by having them kind of solve the problem of their parents. Take Nathan's son, for example. Now, obviously, Nathan should be a midfielder. Really should be a midfielder or a forward. He is not a defender in any sense of the word, except I guess he is spinning fence in Orion. So what if his son, who might inherit his speed, is a forward? And he is just this really fast Matatagi type forward who just bombards down the pitch and then scores some kind of wind-based goal, maybe a lightning-based goal, something like that. I think it'd be really funny if Jack's son was literally just a mini version of Jack, but super cocky and confident because his dad played for Inazuma Japan. I just think that would be really amusing. You've got to give Sean twins. He's got to have twins. I imagine them both being strikers, being a cool strike partnership. I imagine them both being first years, and I imagine them both being little shits. Cue lots of lines where Sean's like, oh, I swear to God, me and Aiden weren't like this, as his little shit sons run around causing mischief, scoring goals in cool, creative, icy ways. Maybe there's even a bit of Frozen 2 in there, and you've got his one son who's like icy, and then one son who's fiery. Who knows? Xavier Foster has to adopt a child. I just think it's so fitting for his character and backstory if he adopts a child from that orphanage that his adopted dad runs. And I think that the son would be a defender, because obviously everyone knows Xavier should be a defender. His real position is a defender. And I think it would be cool if his son had some Aitor vibes, considering the link between Xavier and Aitor that isn't really explored in the Go games, but kind of is in the manga. And so I'd love to see his son kind of use those Aitor vibes. As for Eric Eagle's son, now this is the son of both Eric Eagle and Sylvia, obviously. So I want to kind of draw from both of them. From Eric, we'll take, obviously being a bit of a wonder kid, we'll take the fact he can be a part of the American national team, which will be sick. But from Sylvia, what we'll take is the fact that she's a goalkeeper. I'd love to see Eric's son be a goalie. It's a bit different from Eric, who kind of runs around doing all these cool little tricks and Pegasus shooting goals in, to his son being more of a goalie who maybe is inspired by Mark. Maybe his hero's Mark, but he plays for the American national team. I think that would be really cool, and he becomes this really cool goalie. Another one where I just think it would be fun if they were just a mini version of their parent, Hurley's child. Imagine you've got Hurley who's like, ha 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 ha, I'm Hurley. Then you've got his son who does the exact same thing. Just really happy, really like, woo, go life! Whilst, then kicking in a really powerful water shot. I think his son should also be a striker. I just think it works. Again, it's kind of fixing that problem. Hurley was a defender whose emphasis was on shots for some reason. So let's make his son just a straight up striker. Then we've got Aphrodite. Now again, Aphrodite's son is one who I imagine would be at this really like snooty private school. So let's make his son a really snooty private school kind of kid. He's the captain of the private school middle school team. He's a striker who just is super cocky, confident, thinks he's all that, talks down on his opponents. You know, everything that Aphrodite kind of was and won, but then grew out of. And this Aphrodite's son is just kind of like an even more exaggerated, not evil, but like snooty version of him from 1. And then finally, I just think it would be really, really cool if Hector Helio's son was the goalkeeper for Raimon at the end of the game. I just think it'd be sick. Imagine that, Mark's son up front, Hector's son in the goal. It would be a perfect way of kind of bringing the two rivals together in this game, which is kind of meant to be a celebration of Inazuma 11 in a lot of ways. So I just think it'd be really, really fun. And that's it. Do you agree or disagree with my ideas? What do you guys think? What's your best idea for a possible descendant in Victory Road of Heroes? Now make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.